The Albanese government has released its climate target for 2035. That is, how much the country is going to cut planet warming pollution over the next decade.
That Australia's 2035 emissions target be 62 to 70%.
It's been lobbied furiously on this by business organisations and by climate advocacy groups, among others. And the number it's landed on is a wide range, a 62 to 70% cut compared with 2005 emissions levels by 2035. At the moment, we're about 28%. The government has accepted the advice from the Climate Change Authority, a government agency led by Matt Keane, the former New South Wales Liberal Treasurer. So what to make of this? It's a bit of an Oprah Winfrey target range, in a way. There's a prize for nearly everyone, it's so wide. Business groups concerned about the cost of action can live with what's at the lower end. Those wanting a more ambitious target, aligned with what the climate science says is necessary for Australia, have been arguing for something that went into the 70s. Realistically, actually, even more than 75. Now, the big question, what will it mean for the country over the next 10 years? Some people have been understandably critical of where the government has ended up, given the scale of the problem we face. But we shouldn't pretend it will be easy to reach even these targets. It will involve a deep cut in emissions, maybe cutting what we currently do roughly in half over the next decade. We'll need to build lots more solar, wind and batteries. Up to 93% of the country's electricity will need to come from renewable sources. About half of the vehicles sold in the next decade will need to be electric. There are people who think we can do that much more quickly, but it's still a big shift. We will need to finally end logging of old growth forests. And it will mean doing a lot more to cut pollution from our big industrial sites. That's coal and gas, export operations, refineries and factories. Some cuts will be affordable and could actually save households and businesses money. Others will be much more difficult. Think about air travel, for example. We're all collectively flying more than ever, and greener fuels are still at an early stage. The government has made some new commitments to back the target. It announced $7 billion in funding for the Clean Energy Finance Corporation and the National Reconstruction Fund, which will largely be used to help industry change. Assessing what the government is proposing is difficult and raises some thorny questions. How fast a change is the country prepared to stomach before there is political fallout? On the other hand, is the government going to really throw everything at making the case that we need to move as rapidly as we possibly can, and that is possible? It's going to have to do more on every front. Globally, the target puts Australia ahead of some countries and behind others. It's a really mixed field out there. The world is moving, but not as fast as it needs to, and Trump is a problem.
Drill, baby, drill.
Australia is moving, and that's unarguably a good thing. The question now is, how fast will it go? And it is government policy and business and community action right across the country that will determine the future, not the target.